What if I told you that right now, as you're watching this video, a student somewhere in India just decided to end their life? And in the next 40 minutes, another one will make the same choice. 35 students, every single day, gone. But here's what nobody's telling you about why this is happening. In 2021, 864 students didn't kill themselves because of family problems, not because of bullying, not even because of money issues. They died because they failed an exam. Just think about that. A piece of paper with some marks on it convinced 864 young people that life wasn't worth living anymore. And I bet you're wondering, how did we get here? Well, what I'm about to share with you is something most people don't want you to know. Because if you knew the real reason behind this crisis, the entire system would have to change. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see education in India completely differently. So what's the first reason students are depressed? Most people will say, oh, it's the education system, but that's too simple. Let me tell you what's really happening. Imagine you are 15 years old. Your school started at 6 in the morning. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, early morning. That's tough but manageable, right? But here's what nobody tells you. Classes didn't end at 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. They ended at 10 p.m. at night. Let that sink in for a second. A 12-year-old kid spending 16 hours in school. When can I play? When can I explore? When can I figure out who I actually was? This is the state of every Indian students today. Kids sleeping in class because their brains literally shut down. Students staring at the blackboard with empty eyes, not understanding a single word. Friends who stop caring about anything because what's the point? So here's the real first reason students are depressed. The system treats children like robots, not humans. But that's not even the worst part. The second reason is something nobody talks about. And when you hear it, you'll realize why so many students feel completely alone. Ready for this? Imagine walking into a room with 60 other people. All of you have the same dream. All of you are working toward the same goal. All of you understand exactly what the others are going through. Sounds like the perfect place to make friends, right? Now let me ask you something. What if I told you that in that same room, those 60 people would become your worst enemies? Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happens in coaching classes. Here's how the system destroys friendships without you even noticing. From day one, they tell you there are limited seats. Only the top rankers make it. Everyone else fails. And suddenly, that person sitting next to you, they're not a potential friend. They're competition. You fail a test. You're feeling terrible. You want to talk to someone. But can you? No. Because if you show weakness, you're falling behind. You don't understand a topic. You need help. But can you ask? Amy. But you feel embarrassed because everyone else seems to get it. You finally score well on something. You're excited. But can we celebrate? Not really. Because sharing your win makes others feel bad. See what's happening here? The system has created a situation where the people who should be your support system have become the people you're afraid of. And here's the dark truth nobody wants to admit. When students feel isolated, when they feel like nobody understands them, when they can't share their struggles with anyone, that's when the really dark thoughts start coming in. But there's a third reason that's even more dangerous. So here's the third reason. And this one might be affecting you right now without you even knowing it. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you did something just for fun? Not for marks, not for college applications, not because it looks good on a resume, just purely for enjoyment? Can't remember? That's the problem. Here's what's actually happening to students right now. Every single hour of your day is scheduled. Wake up, study. Go to school, study. Come home, study. Go to coaching, study. Come back, study. Sleep. Repeat. And if you're not studying, you feel guilty. Watching a movie? I should be studying. Playing a game? This is wasting time. Hanging out with friends? Everyone else is studying right now. But here's what nobody tells you about this lifestyle. Your brain isn't designed to work like this. You're not a machine. You can't just keep inputting information 24/7 and expect to stay mentally healthy. Want proof? Answer this honestly. Do you have a hobby? Something you're passionate about that has nothing to do with studies? Most students will say no. Or they'll say, I used to play guitar, but I stopped. Or I love painting, but I don't have time anymore. And that's exactly the problem. Because when your entire identity becomes about grades, when every single part of your life is tied to academic performance, when you stop doing things that make you feel alive, that's when depression creeps in. You start feeling empty, like something's missing, like you're just going through motions without actually living. Sound familiar? But here's what makes this even worse. The system tells you this is normal, that sacrifice is necessary, that if you're not suffering, you're not serious about your goals. And that's the biggest lie of all. So now you're probably thinking, okay, I understand the problem, but what do I actually do about it? Great question. And here's where things get interesting. Because the solution isn't what most people tell you. It's not just study harder or think positive or any of that nonsense. Want to know what actually works? Listen carefully because this could change your life. If you're a student watching this, stop believing that the traditional path is the only path. Here's something wild. Some of the richest people in India right now are doing jobs that didn't exist 10 years ago. YouTubers, app developers, social media managers, digital marketers. Your school doesn't teach you about these options. Why? Because the system is stuck in the past. So what should you do? Start exploring. Seriously. Try different things. Pick up that hobby you dropped. Learn that skill you've been curious about. If you're a parent watching this, I need you to understand something that might be hard to hear. Your child is already trying their best. They might not be getting the results you want, but they're trying. And here's what they need from you more than anything else. They need to know that your love doesn't depend on their rank. Can you imagine how terrifying it is for a student to think, if I fail, my parents will be disappointed in me? That fear is crippling. It's paralyzing. It's destructive. So here's what I want you to do. Tell your child today that you're proud of them. Not for their marks, just for who they are. I'm going to be honest with you about something. Making this video scared me, because I know how serious this topic is. I know there are students watching right now who are genuinely considering giving up. So if that's you, please listen to what I'm about to say. Your life is worth more than any exam. Your worth isn't determined by a number. So do me a favor, if you're struggling, reach out to someone today, not tomorrow. Today, text a friend, call a helpline, message me if you have to. Just don't give up, because your story isn't over yet, and the best chapters might be just around the corner. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Hit subscribe if you want more real conversations like this.